It's time for you to get out of here, pal.
Whoa.
There's 4 of us, tough guy.
Yeah, no, I got that. All right, well, before this whole thing goes down, you should know one thing about me.
What's that?
I don't like bullies.
I wanted to be able to talk about something that's extremely important to me, which is why it is that I absolutely loathe, at the same time feel bad for bullies. So I'm going to start with the part, which is the expected part, which is why I loathe them so much. And it's not about my story that I'm going to talk about why is that I dislike it so much, or why I loathe them so much. Basically, what I wanted to say is that I get tired of hearing about how these kids these days, and how they commit suicide because being bullied. And people want to talk about, you know, white lives matter, black lives matter. Well, every life matters. I don't care what color you are. Every life matters. And day in, day out, nothing is being done to really actually put a stop to kids being bullied and cyberbullying. You name it, it's going on, and nothing is being done about it. It's such a hush hush, because you got people spending money on wanting to be able to make sure there's you know, more buildings, more businesses. Let's spend trillions of dollars on this, on that, and yet still nothing is being spent on making sure that some kind of a schooling or some kind of a place where you can be able to go to, that you can be able to say, hey, this is where I can be able to turn to for needing help because I'm being bullied. There is not enough out there. They may be small organizations that's a non-profit organization to be able to try to make it happen to help kids and to help the majority to stop being from bullying. The problem that I have with that is that it's a non-profit organization, and because it's non-profit, they don't last for very long, because everything that they're doing comes out of their own pockets, but after some time it starts to die off. Nothing is being put into place that's strong enough to be able to stop kids from being bullied. There is also the adults who gets bullied in the workplace, at home. They're scared because of their insecurities and feeling like they can't do any better. There are women, there are men who gets abused on a daily basis by their spouse, and all because they don't know how to stand up for themselves. And you would think, because they're an adult, that they would be able to, but they're scared because they weren't taught on how to stand up against someone who is doing wrong to them, physically, mentally, emotionally, you name it. And I am so sick and tired of people giving people power to be able to continue doing it as an adult. And that's exactly what it is. Somebody said along when they were growing up, I'm going to continue being afraid of you, and I'm going to empower you with me putting my tail between my legs and not doing anything to stand up against you. It just repeated itself, and that person's head just blew up even more. And it has nothing, it doesn't even matter about their size. It could be the biggest person or the smallest person, but they're still going to continue pushing people around and bullying them because people let them, society let them. No one put a stop to it. I don't care if they grew up in a household where everybody was bullies. When you reach a certain age in your life, you know right from wrong. And I say certain age because some people develop the mentality of maturity faster and emotionally faster than some others, and that's great. But at the same time, you know right from wrong. You know making somebody feel less than is wrong. And then what triggers me off the most is that's that same person that's going to go home even as an adult, not just children, but even as an adult, goes home, cries their eyes out, and nothing about it is funny. Even if you're a grown adult, nothing about it is funny to go home and bawl your eyes out to the point where you are so hurt, you're so depressed, you are impacted on such an emotional level that it takes away who you are because of one person. One person caused you to be so detrimentally hurt that you're going to go home and hurt yourself, be hurt all over one person? That person has that much power over you? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to get into a long story about how I was bullied, because I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about you, one-on-one, about what you're going through as a person, not just a child, not just an adult, as a person. If you don't stand up for yourself and say no to the nonsense, it will continue for the rest of your life. You will always allow, and hear my words carefully, you will allow someone, a man or a woman, to always take over who you are for the rest of your life if you don't stop and say enough is enough, enough is enough, enough is enough. Before you ever go out there and decide to make a move and be to the point where you've had it so much, you end up going out there and either hurting yourself, or you're going to hurt someone because you want to take it out on someone, because you want somebody to feel your pain. The only way you're ever going to be able to ever truly face your true enemy is by looking into the mirror and saying to yourself, you know what? I am allowing this to happen. I allowed someone to push me to this point. And I'm going to include women who are being abused by men, the ones who dare to put their hands on them. And women do it to men too. So either cases, it's still the same. Abuse is abuse. I watched videos of a man getting slapped in the face by this woman. And he stood there against the wall and he kept on taking it. He kept on taking it. And everybody in the crowd just stood there and watched, and nobody did anything. Until he got to the point where he decided to throw a punch and jabbed her in her jaw. And then she wants to start crying. What are you crying for? You're beating up on someone. What do you think is going to happen? But the funny thing about it is that if it was a man doing that to a woman in a crowd, everybody will come around and say, what are you doing? You don't hit a man. But why is it that everybody's standing around and watching a man being beaten by a woman? It doesn't make any sense. It all has to do with you. It doesn't have to do with that person. It has to do with you. So it's either you're going to step up today and do something about it, make a difference into your life, and teach the ones that is coming up into the world, or mentor somebody who needs it, even if they're older than you. Help that person, show that person. You don't have to be pushed around by anybody. They're not God. They're just a man. They're just a woman. Words is just words. Yes, it may hurt, but guess what? You can go home, you can pick up the phone, you can call somebody, find a friend, find someone to talk to about what you're feeling and what you're going through. And don't bring harm upon yourself because of one idiot. This is the reason why I say there's not enough going on in the world to help people who are going through being bullied. There's not enough. And something needs to be done. More needs to be done to help those who needs the help. Because I am sick and tired of hearing about people getting hurt, people hurting themselves over one person or group of people. I am so sick and tired of it. And if I'm the only one who's going to step up to want to do something, then fine, I'll step up and be the only one. I have no problem doing so, because I'm not going to just be a follower and watch everybody else do the same thing, which is nothing. Question is of the day, if it was your kid being bullied in school, If it was somebody that you know, that you loved, and they come home and they're crying and they're upset, and you do nothing about it, who do you blame for that? Something needs to be done to stop this disease, this thing that's growing profusely. Something needs to be done. We're supposed to be looking at the ones that's coming up in the world, the generation before us, to come up in the world to make this place better. But people are focusing on the betterness being what they're going to do financially to make more money. But what are you doing to be able to stop? What are you teaching your kids? What are you teaching others to put a stop to hatred, to bitterness, to anger, for people committing suicide? I can't just sit back and just do nothing. Something needs to be done. I would dare not allow anyone to ever push me around to the point ever in my life, ever again, to cause me to bring harm upon myself. So I know I'm covering a lot of different things, but the reason, here's the other part to it, why I feel bad for bullies, is because of the mere fact that, you know what, they have more insecurity than that person that's being bullied. They need that constant attention from those that they're bullying, because they need to feel like they've done something, that they've accomplished something by hurting someone. They're the ones who seek the most attention ever. So they go out and they prey on the person's weaknesses as much as they possibly can. And they say, I'm going to feed off of your blood, and I'm going to make you go through hell for the rest of your life, for as long as I am in it. I feel bad for them. I really do. And I wish nothing bad upon them, but I just don't like them. I've yet to come across a bully, because I don't let them come into my world and think that they can push me around. I show them from the get-go. And I know them when I see them. I can smell them. I wish somebody would come around and bully me. So you know what? If you ever need any help and you need someone to be able to talk to, and if you're watching this video and you feel as though, you know what, I am in that situation, you ever need somebody to be able to talk to, you can reach out to me and I'll be there. I want to start something. I want to start something that people are going to hate. And I love that. I love the fact that they're going to hate it, because you're going to be bringing peace. The world seems to love war, because it's expected when you walk out your front door. When you walk out your front door, you know there's a war going on out there. When you walk out your front door and there's peace, you don't know what's going to happen next. God forbid if we live in a world where there's actual quietness, where there's harmony. God forbid that happens. I'm ready to start something. Are you?